So hi everybody to today's webinar. We're just gonna wait a little bit for everybody to join. So just give it 2 minutes, and then we'll give it a start. And hi everybody for joining. Just now I see a lot of familiar names coming in. We're just waiting a little bit for people to join before we start. So give it 1 or maybe 2 minutes, and then we'll kick it off. Okay, I think we are 2 minutes in, and I see a lot of people joining. We've got a really huge crowd today. Good to see people from everywhere, everywhere around the world, actually. So some familiar names I see here, but also some new names. So welcome to our webinar today, Unlocking AI for B2B Success. Happy to be here, and happy that you are all here. And let's dive into this. Good. First of all, let's dive into to our company. Just for the people that do not know us, I think most of you do, but as I see some unfamiliar names, let's go into this. Tricycle, we are a Dutch company, but with a global outreach. We have customers all over the world. And what we do is we really support and help our clients with when they want to use social as a channel to communicate to their audience. And we do so by training and coaching, support, and tooling, all so that they can really use that social as a way to really be in contact with their target audience. Good to know, because what I said, we see people joining from everywhere. That we do this in the core languages that we offer in English, German, Spanish, and of course Dutch. So again, good that you are here, and welcome for the people that just joined. I see people coming in every second now. Really good. But let's continue to why we are here today, and that is all about winning in the social space. So this is what we want to do. And when I think about winning in the social space, we've got three main pillars to cover. This is what we always do. So branding, connectivity, and engagement. Branding, it's all about, hey, am I visible to my network? Am I visible to my audience? Connectivity, do I have that audience connected to LinkedIn? Because we are now in this B2B environment. So if I'm not connected to them, they will not even see whatever I'm doing. And the third part, engagement, that's the most difficult one and the most time-consuming one. And that's what we're going to discuss today. Because if you do not activate your network, then yeah, are you really using this for business purposes? All right, so these are the three pillars, and we're gonna talk to you about that today. Good. So now we're zooming in on really on social. As discussed, we are really taking that social channels, like in B2B terms, it's LinkedIn, and then from a marketing and sales perspective. So I've been in marketing and sales my whole life, or my professional career. I am the co-founder of Tricycle. Marketing and sales, I always work with both sides, and it's really good to see the difference there, but we always have a common goal. And what we're going to discuss today is how new tooling and AI, how that can help to actually reach those goals. So let's first take the marketing part. So from a marketing, if you're talking about, hey, how can I leverage LinkedIn? You want to nurture your leads and your clients, your customers, your prospects. You want to nurture them by, for example, inviting them to events, but also to send white papers or business cases. And we can even be on the timeline, right? So with paid media, we can put like advertisements there, or with our own channels, we can also be visible. So this is all what marketing wants. And then on the other side, you have sales, and they actually only want to work on their opportunities. Yeah, makes sense, right? So they want to close deals, they want to get leads from marketing, but mainly they want to just spend, let's say, 95% of the time talking to customers and trying to get those deals in, which is good for them. But what's now the biggest pain point in this game in social? So we want a lot, but we also need to do a lot. But sales, they don't typically have time or headspace to do the stuff that's needed to be consistent in this approach. And this is why AI comes into game. And we have a lot of discussions about that today. So in the end, with the AI now really on a good level, it will enable us to do all this that we want and all the work that we want to get the business in only 50 minutes per week and 30 minutes a month. And we're going to discuss that later on today as well. Good. Just a quick sneak peek into our platform that we use. Just going to show this, and then we're going to dive into the speakers and all the conversations there. But within the platform, I always check in about measurements. So we have a common goal, marketing, sales, or company owners, for example. So, hey, we want to achieve a certain goal, and we do a lot about measurement. That's super important. So remember what I said in the beginning, we want to be better connected. So we measure that over here. You see there, like, is the connection rate growing? Are we connected to the right people? So not friends and family, but really, the right people. And when we're connected, we want to be in contact with them. This is also something that we measure. So are we actually talking to the leads, to the clients on LinkedIn? Or are we just sitting there being idle? No, we really want to be in contact. And then third, we want to be more visible, because otherwise, you want them to think about you if they are in like a buying stage at that time. So we want all this, we measure all this, but want to do it without sellers, in this case, spending hours and hours of their time to do stuff on social. So there's a sweet spot somewhere, and this is where AI comes to the rescue. And this is the topic of today. So how do we set up marketing campaigns, work together as marketing and sales, enable to reach our goals? And it's not as simple as just putting something to work. And that's why we have some amazing speakers today. I will introduce you to them right now. There we go. So first, we have JW Barkmeyer. He will discuss like a strategy, how to go to market, think about your target audience, your messaging, like first put some brains in order to, get a really good campaign out there before you actually start doing anything, in this case on social or outside of that. Once you've got the idea and the plan, you want to enable people with productivity tools, and that's what we've been doing for a long time already, but now it's like supercharged because of this AI. Really happy to have Sebastian here. Sebastian has been a partner to us for a couple of years, working on our platform. He's an master's engineering and like an AI innovator, so really good to have him here as well. And then we have Tanya, our very own Tanya. She's been coaching and supporting our clients for the last 5 years on leadership level, marketing, sales, and she will really be talking about the importance of coaching in this part, because we want to do this as a team, and communication, goes on online, but it's still your own personal profile that we are using. So everybody has different barriers or different beliefs, and super important to have that coaching in there to really work as a team. Then we have Job Thomason as well. He's here to moderate today. He will answer all your questions in the chat. if there's a really good question, Job, you will jump in and do that, give the question to us so we can support there. Also, he will be kicking off together with JW to discuss about strategy and marketing campaigns. So thank you all for being here, and I will give the word to Job and JW.
Yes, thank you, Johan. Thank you for the introduction, and thanks everybody for joining the webinar today. I've been working with JW for a lot of years now, mainly helping Microsoft partners, and we're still doing that together with the help of the Tricycle platform. So JW, maybe you can tell us a little bit more about how to create a go-to-market strategy, how to select the right target audience, and how to create the right messaging in order to be successful with the AI platform.
Yeah. Let me. You always get this that you need to swap. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Cool. So, I'm going to share a little bit of my experiences from a Microsoft perspective. So I've been working for Microsoft for a couple of years. I left almost 2 years ago, and during my time, I was responsible for helping partners with their go-to-marketing activities in a broad sense. So it was building marketing engines, and one of those engines was together with Tricycle, but it was also helping partners understand which programs they could leverage from a Microsoft perspective. And Microsoft, as you might know, is investing a lot of money in AI. They've got Copilot, they've got machine learning, they've got a lot of analysis tools that they're running. And the tools that they've developed a couple of years ago, like Cloud Ascent, that's one of the tools, and that's a picture I'm trying to show on the screen, is one of the tools that I see continuously improving. What Cloud Ascent is, it is a tool that is available to all Microsoft partners that have customers. Of course, you need customers, but it's available to all Microsoft partners, and it's focused on the SMB segment from a Microsoft perspective. And the SMB segment from a Microsoft perspective in Cloud Ascent is basically all businesses with 1 employee to 999 employees. So it's quite broad. And what Microsoft does is they take that data, they look at all the information that they have on those accounts. So what products are they using? How many licenses do they have? They take all that information. They also look at the behavior of the customers. So are they looking at Microsoft for new products? So are they starting a trial or something else? Did they go to an event? All that information is captured, and then based on that information, they will do an analysis and give an indication to the partners on the buying signals. So do they see the customers are interested in a certain product, and if there's a fit for that product with those customers. And based on that, they will then build a list of accounts that you could use as a partner to target those accounts. And even though it's your existing accounts, it could still be interested to put them into a marketing engine, because there are different phases that Microsoft puts on those accounts. It's act now, so that means that account is now in market for a certain product. It doesn't mean that you pick up the phone and they will sign a contract, but they are, according to Microsoft, warm enough to at least start the serious engagement on a certain product like Copilot or Azure or Dynamics or Microsoft 365. Then they've got to evaluate that the customer is thinking about it, not sure yet. So in that case, you could put them into a marketing campaign or have your sales teams follow up on them. Nurture and educate, those take a little bit longer. So Microsoft is building those lists for partners and refreshing them on a monthly basis. These are all available in Partner Center, and these could be a very smart way to start your marketing activities. Besides the list, Microsoft will also has content available that you could leverage. So there are campaigns focused on security, on modern work, on Azure, on Dynamics, on Copilot. They're ready there for you to use, and you could then take those campaigns and then use them either as an inspiration for your own marketing activities, or you could use them and run them on a platform called Digital Marketing Content on Demand. That's a free platform that Microsoft makes available for all partners. You upload your accounts and they will target them on LinkedIn. So that is a above the line campaign. So they will target companies, right, and get awareness there. But the tool that Tricycle has is something that could make it smarter for a lot of partners, because if you upload or select the accounts and then select the decision maker that you want to target, for different products, you most likely have different decision makers. So it's not always the IT manager that you talk to. For Copilot, we see a lot of people talking to HR or to finance or to other contacts within the company. And if you use the tool that Tricycle has, it will be easier to get in touch with those accounts. And you could leverage the content that is available through Microsoft with the campaigns, use that to enrich your messaging, and then target those accounts. I've done this with a couple of partners, and we do see that it's successful. So we do see that partners are happy, even though it's their own accounts, but they do start to engage with different types of decision makers within the customer.
All right, well, that's a good story. If anybody has a question, also for JW, please make sure to put it into the Q&A. So as we're seeing JW, like for the partners that we work on together, they use this as an input for selecting the target audience.
Yep.
They use the content that's made available for them for the messaging. Do you have any tips for companies that are not Microsoft partners or that don't have those insights on how to create a right target audience?
Yeah, so it's looking at your current existing base, right? To identify which industries are you focused on, which decision makers do you normally target. My advice is to start small. Don't select a list of 500 accounts, but start with 50 maybe. Figure out if the message that you put into the AI tool works, but also think about the entire flow. So it's nice to send somebody a message and connect with them, but also offer them something like an event or a webinar or something that will trigger their interest to have a longer conversation with them. That's something that I see a lot of people not doing. And once you do it, it does make the conversion a little bit higher.
All right. Well, thanks for the explanation. And again, if any questions for JW or around this story, please put it in the Q&A, and we will look at it. And I think a nice illustration of how to select a target audience and how to select or how to create messaging. Are there any questions? Otherwise, I think we can go over to Sebastian, our AI expert. All right, Sebastian, you have the floor.
Hi, and do you still need to enable my camera?
Camera is on. You just need to share your screen in case you want to show us the presentation. Yes, there we go.
All right, there we go.
Presentation live.
Yeah, so when JW just taught us how you can create powerful lead list. The past 5 years, we've been working on a tool that automates B2B conversations on LinkedIn. So if you put this powerful lead list into our tool, then that will save you a lot of time handling conversations. We're currently at the point where we can handle over 90% of the conversations. Right now I'm gonna explain you how we got there. Well, Jochem already introduced me a little bit. I've been an entrepreneur for over 25 years. I've been I've 32 years experience with software development. I've been developing since I was 15, so I will leave it up to you to calculate my age. Recently, I added prompt engineering to this list. I'm really happy to grow up professionally in a time where like software was not really a thing yet, and then it grew, and people, or my clients, knew they wanted to shop an online shop, but they didn't know what it is, and they didn't know how to grow it. And basically I have had to do everything. I had to build it, and I also had to make it popular on the internet. Luckily for me, AdWords back then was like 10 cents a click. So in the year 2000, you could put your shop on the top positions for 10 cents per click. So yeah, that was pretty easy to make them popular. I worked for more than 100 companies. I enjoyed working for almost all of them. And I have to say, I had one weird conversation with one of those companies only recently. Recently, it was a little more than a year ago. I'm not going to tell you which one it is. It's not even on the list. Let me tell you a little bit of story about that. So there was this customer who was like fed up with employees. He has been through a rough patch. And yeah, basically what happened is he grew too fast, and then he distanced away from his employees. And he told me, he says, like, yeah, this AI is really something for entrepreneurs. It's really something that that entrepreneurs can handle. And I thought, yeah, it's something for the entrepreneurial mindset. But he went on, and he said, like, employees don't want this. Employees basically, they do want to do as little work as possible, and if they do work, then and they do something right, they immediately want to raise. And if it doesn't work, they basically they call in sick, or they just say they're burnt out. So it was a really rough patch for this guy. And also, he lost some of his customers. But what I figured is this guy is really seeing AI as an employee. And that was interesting to me. So because I was working on AI for a while, I automated something for him that got him sparked off with his stuff. So I went on, and I did some research, and I figured, like, if AI is an employee, where would you fit it in an organization? I mean, there's different levels. You have the strategical level on the top, and then you have the tactical level, for example, where you find marketing planning or contract management. The operational level for services. I mean, I was searching where can I put this AI employee, and it turns out that on all the levels there's no like 100% fitness. There's always something. It misses out on context. It has not tacit knowledge. So for example, the company culture, how would you feed that to an AI? It's not what's written on the wall, it's what happens in the hall. So, but what I also saw is this: on the lowest level, the instructions below that, you have control. That's how you just improve processes over time, and how you check if the output is good. But above that, there's the work instructions, and work instructions are like, checklists of tasks that you need to do. You can compare them, for example, to IT manuals, where you have like, click this button, fill this field, but also you have them in safety protocols. In sales, the call script you feed to a call center. These things, they turn out to be automated for like 80%. Something that I put a percentage on it based on my research. But these things, these repetitive tasks, you can automate them. You can focus on them, and still, of course, you need some human to look at them and make sure that everything works out fine. So I went on, and I went to my network, and I asked them, like, how do you expect to use AI in 2025? And the answers that I got were like, the majority of them are using AI as a sparring partner. So what I expected. So I always do that. I have a certain question about, how would I create a marketing campaign for this and that, and then it writes everything down and it's pretty clear. But there was also an 11% who thought, to be the leader of their AI team. So this 11% also thinks that AI will be an employee. By the way, if you accumulate these percentages, it's rounded up to 101%. But this is more or less the distribution of what I got from there. Then I tried to train my own sales representative, just to figure if this is at all possible to create an AI that can work for us in sales. I called in my old friend from the Wolf of Wall Street, Leo, what happened? I get all lame answers from the AI. So there's a couple of answers that I got. For example, this one, that's what the AI blurts out. If it doesn't know an answer, then it says the cutoff date, the training date. And it's something weird that it just made up. So there was no dog on the profile, just made up something. And another thing, I found myself almost in a deal for 2,000 euros, and I was not the one earning it. So if you don't control AI, then it's not going to work for you as an employee. So this had to be my verdict. I couldn't hire the employee because one, it cannot take responsibility. We want somebody to be responsible for something, and it's called also moral status. Besides that, it's just not ready. We're not there yet. Maybe Apple recently postponed their AI and Siri indefinitely, and this was the reason they gave. It's just 80% of the time. And then the last part, which I said, it's also going to be really difficult. So you can say, maybe the AI can really be a lot better, but then you stumble on the first one and the third one, it also doesn't pick up on tacit knowledge. I don't see any time in the foreseeable future where an AI knows culture in a company. So no, AI is not an employee. But having that said, focusing on the work instructions, we managed to automate 92% of the network message that we got on LinkedIn. We took an excerpt of 5,000 messages that we received, and 936 of them were follow-ups. And follow-ups are like, for example, someone, you ask someone like, let's have a meeting, and the person says, currently I'm on holiday, so maybe you can get back after my holiday. Or the person says, I'm really busy. That's like 80% of the follow-ups. Can you get back to me in a couple of months? Or the person says, just, I'm really busy right now. And the AI is really good at putting this in its own agenda. Basically, it says, I get back at this person in like 3 weeks, and it will answer the person, and you don't have to put it to your agenda. Because with, for example, 20 follow-ups a week, then your agenda would be quite full after some time. Of those 5,000 messages, by the way, 335 meetings were planned. So, and 7.9% couldn't be handled by AI. So we really work hard to let the AI distinguish between messages that can be handled and messages that cannot be handled. And of this 92%, there's a lot of messages that I will show you right now that we can handle and that you can configure. I want AI to handle them, or I don't want AI to handle them. And you can imagine the amount of hours that it saves you. The majority of the time you're not busy on your LinkedIn profile, and the AI does work for you. We did it by breaking up the outreach in 4 steps. One of them is creating an outreach strategy. So Jan Willem taught us how to create powerful lead lists. And these lead lists, you want to target them using a certain sequence of messages, which is called a strategy. And the AI will generate this strategy for you. The only thing that you have to do is check them out and be sure that this is how you want to dive into these lead lists. Second point, really powerful, that's personalization of messages. So you have this, sort of speak, call scripts that are ready to be sent, and you want to add a personal touch to them based on the LinkedIn profile. So what we do, we look at the LinkedIn profile, we add some personality in it, like, hi, I see that you're in AI, great to meet, something like that, or great to have someone with 25 years of AI experience, or I don't know, everything that you can find on the LinkedIn profile can be added there. And then we classify them, because classification is needed. We want to know first if we can answer the messages, and if we can answer them, how we answer them. And that's where classification comes in. And then the last part is adaptation. So we have all these messages, we have them personalized, they look really nice, they convince a lot of people, but then we want to adapt them to the conversation, so it actually makes sense and it flows. First step, the outreach strategy. So based on your product or service, we automatically generate an outreach strategy. We have several data points in there, also your profile, your company's profile. And then this strategy is generated by AI. It's adapted to your style, and you only have to look at it. And then comes personalization. This is a really powerful step. So first, we have this message that's standard in your outreach strategy. It says, thanks for the connection. And then we look at the LinkedIn profile, and then we personalize it, and something like this can come out. So it changes the standard message and it adds something personal. In this case, always good to have someone with expertise in AI implementations in my network. And what you see is you always have a lot of good responses on that. So we measured it based on that excerpt of 5,000 messages I just told you about. And what you see is that you have 75% more reactions to your initial outreach message. You have better reactions, so the reactions are really positive. More empathy in your network, and basically what you're building is like a parasocial network, like a celebrity. So everyone knows you, people trust you, and yeah, you still have to get to know them. And then there's the step where the meetings come in. So what we found is that personalization also grew the amount of meetings. So from these 5,000 messages, we went from 3 meetings to 5 meetings after personalizing them. So that's an increase of 65%. The meetings were of higher quality, and you have a great conversation starter because you gave a compliment about the profile. So that's where you start off. So that's the personalization part. Then comes the classification part. That's where we get answers from the leads, and we need to see if we can, figure out if we can answer, if we can respond to this answer. In this case, Floor is saying, I'm currently really busy. Can you try end of April? So basically what we make of it, we can contact her later, which is like, I just told you, almost 20% of the responses. And then what happens? You go into the sequence gets sidetracked and it goes into another script, which is the contact later script, and follow-up starts there. And then we do the adaptation. So based on what Floor says, we adapt the conversation. We have a couple of data points. We use the previous messages that have been sent. We use the profile of the lead, and we use the profile of you, the sales representative. And then, you can expect something like this. Of course, Floor, I will contact you in 6 weeks. Success with everything, because she's really busy. Then if you break down all the messages we just saw, then this would be the distribution that we currently have. So 6.7% of them is a lead wanting a meeting with you. And then a lot of leads, before they want a meeting, they want a little bit more information. Then you have the agreed, where someone says, where you say, for example, let me get back to you in 3 weeks. And then they say, yeah, that's okay, agreed. And that's 40% of the messages. And here's the contact later, which is like, almost 20%. So that are quite some messages. You can expect like 10 to 20 follow-ups a week. So what we built now is our first AI networking agent. It works, it's pretty powerful. It's building your network with its left hand while it's nurturing your current leads and all the leads that you ever created or added to your network with its right hand. And yeah, you know, while you eat, it's liking posts. And while you work, it's answering messages. Basically, while you live your life, it's building your network. Thank you very much.
Good. Good, and thank you, Sebastian, for that story. Really good to see the the journey it took. And since we've been working on that for some while, also in our platform, it's really good to see the different levels as well
Yeah.
of applying AI. It's really supporting us and our clients in achieving their goals. And especially the last part, I really like. I think especially this year, I think we had the biggest improvements there, where the AI is really making a good conversation with people. So not just hey, see you later, and I'll contact you later, but really getting into the topic of the messages that we have been sending to these people. And this is freeing up a lot of time, so that, remember in the beginning I said, like, we can now do this with 50 minutes a week and half an hour a month. So we still need to check, like, what falls between the cracks. Where do I actually need to jump on as a seller or as a company owner? And don't worry about the thumbs up and the, yeah, that's good, or what you described. It's really amazing. It works. You need to think about how to set it up, how to make those templates and everything. But yeah, really good story. So thank you
very
for
much.
that. That's great. And yeah, let's continue to Tanya, because remember in the beginning I said, hey, it's all about thinking about campaigns and go-to-market strategy and everything. But then, well, now we have this AI in the backend to help us and to support us. It's still people who are engaging with other people, although a lot of stuff is being managed. But in the end, it is still the sellers and the marketeers that we want in front, or the leaders in front of our target audience. And everybody has their own little thoughts, barriers, remarks, or fears even. And Tanya is like a master in that sense. So I'll give the word to you, how you work with that.
Perfect, thank you. So I think you can see my screen now as well, yeah?
Check.
Good. So hi everyone, my name is Tanya and I'm part of Tricycle, as Jochen was saying. And today I want to talk about this coaching part. So the why for us, coaching in combination with the tool is really a non-negotiable. It's not just a nice to have, it's what makes everything work better. Sebastian was talking a lot about the personalization, and this is something we touch base also when it comes in the coachings. So I've been over the past 5 years coaching hundreds of leaders, marketeers, and sellers within many different companies, different countries, different cultures. And the one thing everyone has in common, they all face challenges, blockers, fears, even if they are different at different stages as well. And let's be honest, Joachim said already, marketing and sales, they had like a long battle. It's always about alignment. How can we get everyone aligned in this phase? And marketing expects sellers to do a lot of things. So connect with new leads, find new leads, nurture relationships, post frequently on LinkedIn. There's a lot of material, which of course, good material, which marketing is preparing. And what the seller wants to do? They want to do it all. But normally, what we see in coaching, where does it come down to? It's like, I really want to do it, but I don't have the time to do it. So that's where the AI tool actually comes in, because it shifts from let's do it, I'm motivated to do it, to it's done. It does it for you. Sebastian was saying nicely, you're working, it's sending out messages. You're drinking your coffee, it's liking things. So it's really working for you in the back end. Does it mean you don't have to do any work anymore? No. Of course, there are things where you have to go in. Not everything is going to be automated, but it helps you to find those new leads, and it helps you to connect and also to nurture the relationships that you have built there as well. But Tools only work when people feel confident with them. So tech these days is evolving so quickly. There are new tools available anywhere, everywhere, and what people kind do is really catching up with them. So we often feel overwhelmed. We don't know what's working. The company buys us a new great tool. We have this one-time training and that's it. And what do we do? You probably, if you are in marketing, you know that very well. The problem is always the adoption, the tool adoption. So it's like having a great Ferrari parked in your garage, but you don't know how to drive it. So what we want to make sure is like anytime we get someone the tool is that you're actually going to know how to use it and how to get the most out of it as well. So we want to make sure that you know how you drive your Ferrari and it doesn't just sit there in your garage, basically. So that's why for us, coaching is never optional. It's part of the value. And that's why we never sell the tool without it. But how does coaching actually mean? Like, what does it mean in regards to the tooling? We go through different phases. So step by step, focus really on you. And first, we make sure that you've got a solid online business card, okay? Your LinkedIn profile, because we all know what happens when we're trying to connect with someone. They get the message, and the first thing they're going to do is they're going to go back to your profile. They want to know, who are you? What do you do? Why are you relevant for them? And if this is a good first impression, if you do have the right things on your profile, they will feel like, okay, I see the relevance. Let's connect with this person. So basically, we help you to use the features to boost your credibility and build trust with potentially new clients. It's like if you think about when you go to a party, what we normally do is we dress up a little bit. We want to impress. And it's the same here. So your profile should reflect your skills, your experience, your knowledge, your confidence. It should look nice, fresh, dynamic, and not just like a old style CV. So we help you in this first phase to make sure that you feel comfortable with it as well. In the second phase, we start using the tool together with you. So at this stage, we focus on defining a lot of key things. For example, who is the right audience for you? So JW has already mentioned this a little bit. So thinking about what company is it? Is there a specific one that I want to reach out to? Maybe I have a new client and I want to see like who should I be connecting with? Am I focused on specific regions, specific roles, like any keywords which people have in their titles, the people that I normally talk to? So really kind of going down into these definitions. Then, of course, we also want to know what is your tone of voice. So how would you normally structure a message? What would you normally say? What works for you at the end of the day? And how can we give you the best practices to get even more results out of those as well? So with this, as Sebastian was showing a little bit, we put together an AI flow so that whatever message comes back, we have already a good base that it can be sent out to the person as well. So what we do is we work side by side to get the most out of the tool and really to make you comfortable with it as well. And what we see at this stage, so everyone has been talking about it already, a little bit about it. So it's starting to show the fears. And everyone has them. So they just look different. I'm sure that you probably thought about already, for example, it's out of my comfort zone to send a message to someone I don't know. Okay. What if they already connected to my colleagues and they will think, why am I now there and want to connect with them? How can I send a message to 100 people and make it still personalized? Like, what if I'm posting and no one likes my post? What if people see like what I like and they're going to wonder, why am I liking it? And there are many and many more. And I'm sure that like if you heard through them, you can probably find many of those which came to you already. Maybe you've overcome them. Maybe they are still there. But the one thing that everyone cares about is how they come across. And the fears, they don't just disappear. They evolve. So that's why we are here. We want to help you to overcome those fears and then challenge the new ones, which of course will come up as well. So that's why coaching matters, because it's personal, it's human, and it focuses on you, on your fears, on your goals, and how we can really overcome them, those blockers like together. Even if you think about goals, like maybe at the start when we sign you up, you say, okay, now I really want to just have a better visibility outside. I want to have a bigger network of relevant people. But later on, you see there's an interesting company event and you want to invite your connections to it as well. Maybe you want to start having some meetings. So it's not that whatever we do at the start, it's set in stone. It's dynamic, it's flexible. So we want to really keep pushing it, see like what else is possible, how else can we support you and your goals, your strategies to really get the most out of the tool as well. So yeah, at the end, tools matter. CRM, Sales Navigator, or engaging with AI tool as we were talked about today. They're all there to boost your productivity, but combined with coaching, this is where real impact really starts showing. The good thing, we don't just disappear. So once you are up and running, we do have like monthly check-ins. We see how are things going. Are you getting good responses? What is the progress? We celebrate your wins together. We tackle new goals, challenges, new fears which came up. We find new messages. So we're really there to support you because our support doesn't stop with onboarding. We are there. We want to make sure that you feel comfortable, that you are driving your Ferrari that you have in the garage. And that's why we keep continuing supporting you on this stage as well. So yeah, those may be a couple of things when it comes to coaching. And I know that Job shared already the link actually in the form in the chat as well. So if you feel like what I've heard about the AI tool and about the coaching combined is something that is relevant, interesting for me, and I want to see the one-on-one demo because let's see it, how it works for me, how it works in the practice actually, then please fill in the form. We are more than happy to support you in this journey with us as well.
Good, and thank you, Tanya. Love the story about the Ferrari, of course. I think it was super clear for people. And indeed, when we have questions, let us know. I know that Job did receive a question. Just checking in if he has it there.
Just one question.
Just one. Okay, bring it on.
Yes. Only one, but a good one. I missed the initial part of the webinar. Would it be possible to watch it online later? Yes. If you signed up for the webinar, then you will get the recording automatically in your email box. So that's a good thing. And also, if anybody else has a question, please go to the Q&A button on the top and ask your question. Also, there you will find a link for a feedback form.
Good. Tanya, I also did receive a question for you in the email. So probably somebody who wants to be anonymous. So let me read it for you. It comes from a marketer, right? Yes. It says, hey, let's say we have an event coming up and we like our sellers to invite people. If I understand correctly, the tool can help with this. But do I have to do the setup all by myself, or do you do that as part of the coaching? So I think question here is when we set up campaigns and marketing and lead list and all that stuff, it's going to be complicated. So how does it work from a coaching perspective? How do you support?
Yeah, so we just support you, of course, on this journey. You are not alone. So, and this is like I would say a daily thing. So, of course, all the marketeers, you have different events, different campaigns you want to run. And like, as we said, it's the hardest thing to actually get everyone using it. And with the tool, if you have the seller set up, it's really easy. We just put it with you together into the tool, and then throughout the coaching, of course, we showed already the participants how they can use it, how they can enable it. There are different ways, of course, of security if they want to do it automatically, if they want to click on it. So that's something that we do at an initial stage. But yes, we support you with this. And the good thing is like we see a lot of responses there. So it's like especially events, campaigns, they do work really, really good for our clients. We can personalize the messages for all of them. And yeah, that's something we see like as a big success often in the with the tool as well.
Yeah, true. And I agree on that one. What we've been seeing, what we see with our clients, when we work with them with their marketing and sales together, it's on the one hand to build up that connectivity we discussed. So of course you are there and we are there to support them. Like who do we engage with? Who do we want to be connected to? That's, let's say, step one. But then a lot of people, they already have a little big, like a really big network. So what we do, we combine them, and then we design that campaign. So if we invite them for this event, like we did today, for example, or if we send them something like a business case, it's really to putting all that data there and then making a perfect message. And that's also pretty hard to do. And then again comes the fear that you described, like, well, if I'm sending this message out to 50 people, to 100 people, I'm not really sure. So it really, we need to craft that. AI is supporting us there as well, of course, but we still want to take the human touch there. So it's a combination of automation, AI, and just human, let's say logical thinking, and a little bit of creativity. But then we see that those campaigns run really well. And I think that's the beauty of it today, that we can centralize that creative part and then let it flow across all people in our platform. Indeed, helping them.
And if you think about how much time it saves, if you would have like 200 people you want to invite to the event, otherwise you would need to go manually and send it out. Here, you just upload a list, it's gonna be all done automatically. So I think it's like a huge time-saving thing here.
True. Yeah, it's saving so much time, and that's the experience that we have with our clients as well. Saving time in that sense, but we can go even further. Think about all the messages you will be receiving back. So back in the days, we would send out newsletters, for example. Let's say 10% of all people there respond to that. Then sellers and people, marketeers, they have to respond to all those messages. It's a crazy amount of work if you do it. Today, all that part is being taken care of by AI. Unless somebody comes in with the question like, hey, this is great for me, I want to know more, give me something, or let's get into a meeting, or it's good to see you again, or some really human stuff, then it brings it back to you. But it is cutting the time spent not even in half, but like Sebastian said, like 80 to almost 90%. And this is great. So yeah, good to.
And we have
two more
two more questions popping up in the chat. So first one is you mentioned at the start of the webinar, Jochen, we support our clients in Dutch, in English, in German, but also in Spanish. And we have our Spanish partner Jordi Gili in the meeting as well. So maybe Jochen, you can tell a little bit about that. And after that, a question, I think for Tanya, maybe for JW from the start, like, will the tool tell me who to connect with, or do I have to figure that out myself? But let's first maybe start with the first one from Jordi, Jochen, to elaborate there a little bit.
Good one, Jordi, and nice that you are here in the event as well. Good to see. So indeed, like what Tanya said, so this only works with the right support. We also discussed on the difficulty of, especially in Europe, of the cultural differences. Cultural difference between the Netherlands and Spain, Italy, the Nordics, UK, Germany. There's so much going on. So what we do is that we design this model and try to give as local support as possible. So therefore, we cannot do that all alone, of course. Therefore, we have a great network of partners. So indeed, Jordi, with the company Red Moon, who we just signed as partners a couple of weeks ago, covering Spain, but we also have partnerships in Germany, UK, and in the Nordics, and in the Netherlands, of course. So that's why we can offer the support model in all the different languages, but also from a cultural perspective. So it's good to see that the partners are here as well. Also cheering on this movement we're having here. And yeah, thanks for the question, Jordi.
And then for Tanya, I think, like, on connecting the target audience, do you have to do that yourself, or is the tool helping you there?
So of course, you're going to get our support. We're going to try to figure out who is your target audience. And it doesn't need to be just one. So we can also have different campaigns. It's not that you have one campaign running, but you can have a couple of those. You have one for, let's say, for companies in a specific industry, which are up to 500 people. Then you have one where they are like a little bit high, bigger in the head count. So based on different criteria, we can make different small campaigns as well. And of course, we try to understand, like, who do you really want to be connected connected with. So this is something we do in the coaching part, yes.
Right. Any more questions from the audience? And also on the screen, we have the QR code leading to our form for some feedback around the webinar. So please use the QR code or use the URL shared in the Q&A for a feedback form. And please also feel free to add some more questions if you have any. Otherwise, maybe Sebastian or JW, do you have some closing remarks or some insights during the meeting that you want to share with us to close it off?
I would just say start using it and then learn from it, right?
Good, strong one.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's currently going really fast with AI, and what leading up to this, yeah, you guys told me it might be a bit overwhelming, and which is true, but this is basically the direction that we're going, and we're doing everything to make it safe. We're doing everything to make it as yeah, how you say, humane, but like realistic as possible. So today someone asked me, it's like, how do you see, yeah, how do you know where it starts and where it takes, where you end using AI and where you start doing it yourself? I think that's a really good question. And for us, it's important to know the qualities of AI, but also, and more important even, the limitations. And that's where we take off. And of course, for you, as a user of this tool, the limitations might be slightly different. And that's why we made it configurable. But I think this is the right time to jump on this AI boat and yeah, start using it, whether it's our tool or anyone else's. But yeah, that's basically what I wanted to have said. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sebastian. And I think we're gonna end with this. So I want to thank everybody for the time. I hope everybody learned a little bit today. I think we got a lot of angles to this game that we're playing on, you know, winning in the social space. That's what we're trying to do. That's what we are supporting our customers with. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for the participants, our partners, our friends, everybody. Wishing you a good evening.
Thank you.
Thanks.